Hey everyone. I'm not sure how good you can hear me. Once again, I'm in a place where there's lots of noise. But I thought it was a better place to be. Well, my name is Wakar. For those of you who don't know me, I've been working in the field of HR for the past 13 years. It's been quite a while that I've been doing these kind of sessions with people who are looking for jobs, who are looking for better careers, career counseling, development side, the training side. I've been working on these aspects for quite a long time now. And I've been getting these questions about how we can develop a career. How can we move forward? What approach we can adopt in taking that dream job that they're looking for, a dream career they're looking for. I was reading something a while ago, a couple of days ago, and I saw this quotation. I don't remember whose quote that was, but it was like that you need to think of yourself as an architect, and your career is like a sculpture, and the sculpture, when you're making it, it needs lots of hammering, lots of sharpening, and then a masterpiece appears, something like that. And that really inspires, and that really actually summarizes the concept of self-assessment. And there are various different aspects of self-assessment. There are various tools of self-assessment and that you can adopt. There's no hard and fast rocket science. That these are the tools that if you apply these tools, you'll be able to do self-assessment properly. No, there's nothing like that. So the thing that I'm going to be discussing in this live session with you are of general nature. You need to see how it can be applied to your life, how it can be applied to your career. And there are lots of things that you can read online. There are lots of things there's lots of material that you can find on the internet or in books that can also guide you. So you are the architect of your career. You're the architect of your life, and how you make it, how sharpen, how much hammering you take. It's all up to you. For those of you who are joining me for this session, you can ask questions in between. I'll try to answer them as I go by. If you don't hear my voice, then definitely let me know. I'll try to improve my voice. And feel free to ask questions. So, when you're looking for career planning, there are different processes that you can find. There are different steps that you can find on different places. But the normal steps include that you start assessing yourself, you start assessing your own personality, your skill set, your competencies. Then you explore different options that match your skill set, and then you make a decision based on on that matchmaking that you do initially between between the career opportunities available in the market and those of your skill set and competencies, and how well they match. And then you have to make a decision where you fall in. And if you don't find that opportunity, you sometimes have to compromise, but you need to keep on looking, you keep on exploring those possibilities, and then you keep on moving on with your career development. But as I said before, the whole thing starts from your own self. How well you assess your abilities, how well you know yourself, in short, is the key to success. And then there are different concepts about like what self-assessment is. I believe that self-assessment is all about who you are as a person, your values, what competencies you have, or what you can do and how you can do, and where you want to be. The most important thing is in your life and in your career is where you want to be. Normally, in normal terms, it's called vision. You need to have a vision for yourself, where you see yourself 10, 20 years down the road, or where you want to be when you are close to the end of your life, how you see yourself at that place. That vision drives your whole effort, your passion, your desires, your ability to take on challenges and meeting those challenges. It all comes down to one thing. That's a vision. That vision can be a dream. That vision can be a goal that you want to achieve. That vision can be a place, a stature, a position. Could be a skill. Could be anything. It all rounds up to one thing, and that's a vision. So you have got to understand what your vision is. That actually defines the purpose of your life. If you don't have a vision, you don't have a purpose of your life. You don't have a purpose for your career. And people who don't have a vision, who don't have dreams, I believe they don't have a sense of purpose in life. They don't know what they're doing today, and that mostly lies. That's a commonality that you'll find in job hoppers. There are people who are becoming. There are people who are moving from one career to another, from one job to another. They are working like a call center agent, and the next thing they are working is customer service. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, about the background. So I hope you're getting my voice clearly. I'll try my best to keep my voice up and in competition with the background noise. So forgive me for that. So as I was saying, the thing is that your vision, your purpose defines everything, and that's where you start from. So the first thing you need to do is you don't need any tools, or you don't need any particular methodology to define a vision. It's what you want to be. It's where you want to be. That's all that matters. So it's basically a systematic process. So what is self-assessment? So basically a systematic process that it's a systematic process through which you gather information about your most important values, your interests, about your personality, your skills, and how you prioritize those things, those elements according to the level of importance. And the first thing that you start working with, as I said before, is your vision. Why do we need to do that? As I said before, it all comes down to the purpose. What motivates you in life is all about a purpose. If you don't have a purpose in life, if you don't have a purpose at all, you'll be somebody who's nobody. I personally hate that thing that you are nobody. You have got to be somebody in life, somebody who matters, somebody who makes a difference. And that can only be done if you define where you want to be or what you want to do with your life. So self-assessment basically increases self-awareness about yourself and what are the things that you can do and what you can do. And things that you can do, what you need to, what approach do you need to adopt to fill that gap. That's all about self-assessment. That's the purpose that we do this for. It helps you identify your purpose in life. That helps you identify your purpose in your career, and then drives your motivation accordingly. There are different models people adopt for self-assessment, and you can find lots and lots of material online about self-assessment and how you can do this, how you can adopt this. The most common ones that I've seen through my readings is that it involves all the elements that surround self-assessment are basically your financial responsibilities, your career aspirations, your skills, your competencies, the level of your knowledge, and your relationships. You need to understand your foreground and your background and the environment that you're living in, the expectations, your own expectations and expectations of those who are around you. You have to take those into consideration and see what you can do to find a better future for yourself and where you stand at the current moment. So, as I said, Ijaz, thank you for your comment. I'll come. This is more of about my self-assessment, and I hope, hopefully, I will come back to your question about threats to HR in Dubai. There are really common threats that I'll come back to, but hang in there, and I'll get back to your questions, which will follow after this. So when you're about to start your self-assessment, you need to understand your surroundings as well. Now, the first thing you need to understand is what are your values and what are your interests. You have to remember that these elements that I'm going to discuss, these are in general in nature, and you need your own practical life, your current situation might differ from what I'm telling you. So you need to see what your current environment is and what are your struggles, what are the challenges that you're facing right now. Most of the people, when I'm telling them about self-assessment and I'm telling them about values, interests, personality, skills, and how you can go about their future, the most common question that I get is that you can't do that sometimes. It's easier said than done because there are lots of challenges, sometimes domestic, sometimes professional, personal challenges that one faces. And these things might not apply in those challenges. True, that's very true. But the most important thing that I always tell them to remember is the consistency. Your persistence to move on, to achieve your vision is what drives you through those challenges. So yes, you might be wanting to become an artist, but an artist in general perception don't really earn a lot. So you might be up against a criticism that what are you going to earn by becoming an artist? You can't tell them that this is my passion, I want to do this, because the expectation from your family, from your relations is that you've got to contribute in the family finances, you need to contribute, you need to adopt a better career because it has no future. So temporarily, yes, you might adopt things which are not part of your vision, but actually we are looking at the wrong side. All these things help you learn. So no matter, because there's no single straight line that takes you to your vision, to your dream. It's always zigzag, moving across all the way around. That helps you reach that place. So there's no straightforward line into that thing. Thanks, Ollie. I'll keep on sending your questions. I'll get back to your questions in a while. Let me create a basis for this, and then I'll come back to your questions. So thank you so much for your questions. Keep on sending them. So if you're thinking that there's a straight line that will help you reach your purpose, that will help you reach your dream, you're wrong. There is no straight line. So don't worry about that. So if you think that you have understood yourself, you have evaluated yourself, and you want to be, but you're not able to reach that place because your dreams are not coming true, the things that you expected are not happening, it's because you're not taking those as challenges. They will always be there. normally when I interview people and I ask them a very typical question, what's so unique about you? And 99% of them fail to answer. And when you go for job interviews, these are the kind of questions that you might get. You can't answer them because you don't know them, because you never spend time on evaluating who you are and where you want to be. In Dubai, talking about jobs in Dubai and talking about threats to HR in Dubai, the biggest challenge of getting a job in Dubai is there's a huge competition. Huge competition. That hundreds and thousands of people are applying every day, every single day. And as HR, when we post a job, we get lots of CVs, relevant and mostly irrelevant. 5% of them are relevant, 95% are irrelevant. Even if you mention, and you can, the height of it is that you mention that you're looking for female candidates, and you specifically mention in the job title that this is for females. People don't care; they just apply. And as much as it is funny, it's very frustrating that you're not getting the kind of response that you hope for. So the biggest challenge for HR is the quality of talent. There are lots of people that I've interviewed many people here, and they come unprepared. Not just unprepared because they don't know about the company, they don't know about the job, they don't know about themselves. They have never spent time on themselves. They don't know their values even, and I'm shocked sometimes that when I ask them, what are your top 3 values, they can't even answer that. And that actually encouraged me. That's one of the encouragements for me that actually motivated me to bring this session to you, because you need to know what your values are, what your interests are, what your skill sets are, and what is your personality like. Is it introvert, extrovert? Are you more social? Are you more of a quiet person? That defines what kind of a profession you want to be in. If you're into sales, you need to be extrovert person. You need to be talkative. You need to be expressive. Your negotiation skills need to be good, because sales is a very aggressive, very competitive role. If you are more of an accountant, then maybe you don't need to be a socialized person or more of an extrovert person. You don't need to be extrovert. And introvert might as well do. So what the kind of role that you define, the kind of role that you take up, actually reflects your personality. If it's a customer service, you are, or if you're in HR, you are more of a people's person. You listen to them. You have the ability to listen. You have the patience to listen to them. If you are more of a techie, then that defines your personality. And people don't know that, and that's one of the biggest challenges, that we post jobs, we get lots of candidates, but the quality of candidate is extremely poor, because they either they're not properly trained, they are just here to get a job. Just that's it. They're not here to make a career. They're here to make money. Yes, money comes, but money comes with patience. Money comes with developing your career. What you've been doing in your country back home might not apply here, because this is a different environment, different culture, different organizational setup, lots of diversity, lots of people coming from different cultural backgrounds. So you need to be patient. You need to be more flexible and with realistic expectation. So and be flexible enough to try to get a job which you're interested in for. Either it's the kind of position that you were working on back home, or is it one step lower to that? It doesn't matter. Once you take a start, you get a foothold in this competitive country where there are lots of job seekers. and then you build your career on that. So if you're looking for the first thing that if you're looking for a job in Dubai particularly, or anywhere else in the world, regardless, you need to understand what your personality dynamics are. You need to understand yourself, and you should be able to, because that gives you more confidence. If you know yourself, you know your abilities, your skill set, and you're applying to the right jobs, to the right roles with patience, that actually gives you more confidence. Sales, I would say. Sales is much more competitive. That's the role that I would talk about. Industry-wise, every industry is competitive, but the most competitive is sales. Either it's real estate, it's technology sector, it's automobile, entertainment, education, whichever industry that might be. The role which is more competitive, which is more dynamic, which is more rewarding in Dubai is sales, and that's the place where everybody tries to fit in. But the problem is that every person apply for sales. Every person apply for sales, either it's real estate, either it's any industry, any sector, any industry. That's where people try to apply. So whether they have a background or not, they just go in. The problem is they might sell themselves properly. They might be able to sell themselves in interviews and get a job, but that would be temporary if they're not up to it. If an extrovert person goes on and finds a job in sales, there's huge probability that person might not be able to succeed. Again, you can't say no to anybody. There's no 100% guarantees that an extrovert or introvert would fail. There are various surprises that you get sometimes, but you never know how that might reflect. So going back to the topic, you have to start off with for example, if someone who needs to have autonomy in his work would not be happy in a job where every action is decided by a senior management, where there's lots of micromanagement involved, where there's lots of supervision is involved. So he might not be able to survive that. He might think that he's suffocating. Somebody who's from a better organization, who comes here and start off at an organization where he or she feels that he's not getting to learn a lot. So you would feel frustrated. You will start feeling down that maybe you're not in the proper area. So your personality reflects your role. Your personality has a lot of say in what kind of career you want to adopt to. So always start off with yourself. Take your time when you're looking for a job. Please don't apply randomly, because that won't help. Look for one job, one kind of a role. Put your focus on that. Put your focus and energy into something that you can do, and something that you can perform, the responsibilities that you can perform. Focus your energies in that, especially when you're here in Dubai. You need to focus on one thing, and that job is what you can do. And you should be flexible, patient, and give it time. If you get a job, give it time, let it develop, let it help you develop into it. Talking about challenges, Asad, if you're still here with me, as I said, the biggest challenge that I've faced as HR in the past 3 years is the quality of talent. people, the level of frustration is high when you post jobs and you don't get the quality of resources. Then second thing is the autonomy. Maybe in bigger organizations or the MNCs, the HR structure might be different. It has more autonomy, it has more independence, or more freedom, as a matter of fact. But for other organizations, for small to medium organizations, the autonomy to HR is very limited. HR is more bound to serve the management of the organization than taking care of or then playing a balanced role between the management and the employees. So HR finds itself stuck into a position where they are actually dictated to get things done for the owners, for the management of the organization. That's the biggest challenge. And HR struggles because we know, as HR professionals, that the things that are happening are wrong, the things that are happening, that the kind of policies that are being made are wrong, but you have to do it because you've been asked to. If you don't, you'll be fired. So HR struggles in that aspect as well. HR has limited control over its own responsibilities. It doesn't work as a business partner, then it's more of an administrator. And I would say in smaller medium organizations, HR is still a personnel administration function. I would say it's not HR in its entirety. So even in this part of the world, like back in Asia, back in Pakistan or India, as it struggles in small and medium organizations, it hasn't yet found its identity, its recognition. It hasn't yet found its role that it should be playing. So that's another big challenge that HR faces in this part of the world. And the other biggest challenge is the financial instability. Whenever economically things go down, HR struggles to maintain because, again, it comes to the autonomy to their function. Since they don't have that autonomy, they are being dictated in doing things. Excuse me, sorry. So most of the time, so they're struggling in retaining of talent as well. For the next question about which Oli Loris posted about the job tips, basic tips in landing a job. It starts with yourself first. Do not apply randomly. Know yourself. Know what you want to do in life. Focus your energies once you're here in Dubai or in UAE or anywhere else you're applying for a job. Focus your efforts. Make one role, one field of interest as a center point, and then focus your energies on that. So if you want to be in customer service, that's what you've been doing. Focus your energies on jobs in customer service. If you're an HR, focus in HR. If you're an accountant, focus on accountant. If you're an IT expert, focus on IT industry. Don't just randomly fool around and just apply for the sake of it, because trust me, I've said it many times in my sessions, it's extremely frustrating for HR that people don't even read your job descriptions. And most of the time now people are starting to write in their job ads, please read job description. And when you call them and they pick up the phone, the candidate picks up the phone and say, hi, you have applied for this position, and say, yeah, really? Oh, yes. They don't even remember. I know they won't remember because you're applying like an idiot and you're applying everywhere. So please don't act like an idiot and be a professional. Make a record of the position that you're applying for, the companies that you're applying to, so that you know where you have applied, what position you've applied for, and you need to find those those organizations in social networking platforms such as LinkedIn. You can search those organizations in LinkedIn, find who the HR is, try to call them up, try to find the decision makers, try to get in touch with them either personally or by phone. The chances of meeting them personally or reaching them by phone are very rare, but there's no harm in trying. You have to take advantage and go above beyond the competition, and you can only do that by taking proactive steps. That's what you can do. So, what else can I tell you about? I think that would be it. I just wanted to share my some of the things that I've learned over the years with you guys about self-assessment. The reason is because it's very important that it helps you discover yourself. It helps you clear your vision, and it helps you define your career goals, and it also helps you attain your confidence. The more confident you are, the more you'll be able to sell yourself. It helps you clear and define your career path, where you want to be. Again, the path is never a straightforward one. It's always a zigzag street where you have to take turns, take U-turns sometimes. But you have to keep on going. You have to be persistent about it. And most of all, the biggest advantage of self-assessment is it helps you make the right decisions and make the right choices. That's very important. If you make the right choices with time and in time, you will reach your career goals. You will be able to fulfill your dreams, and you'll be able to meet your vision, and that will be a hell of an achievement. So I hope these some tips will help you. Read more about it. If you have any questions, please feel free to post those questions to me. You can always find me on my Facebook page, which is and I'll be happy to invite you to like my page, to subscribe to my page, to subscribe to my live notifications on Facebook. If you want to reach me on Facebook, my Facebook page is you can find my pages on facebook.com/Waqar Sahi. That's WAQARRSAHI. Facebook.com//Waqar Sahi. You can find my page there. Send me a message. I'll be happy to answer your questions. I'll be bringing up another session, particularly about when it comes to HR in Dubai, or finding jobs in Dubai or UAE in general. I'll be coming up with different sessions on these topics and other topics that you might want to discuss, you might want to highlight. I'll be bringing those sessions too very soon. So subscribe to my Facebook page and send me your queries, send me your feedback about today's session, about any question any query that you might have, any question that you might have in mind. I'll be happy to answer those. I hope it works. Anything that you might want to share with me, I'm more than eager to learn from you. I'll be more than eager to understand, clarify my own concepts from you. It's because learning is always a two-way process. It's not just a one-sided thing. If you are able to learn from me, I'll be happy to learn from you. So please feel free to share your opinion, your suggestions and comments, any articles that might be of use pertaining to self-assessment or career development or HR in general. That'll be very helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for staying with me throughout this session. Please feel free to share this session with everybody else. It will be available on my Facebook page. Again, my Facebook page is www.facebook.com/Waqar Sahi. That's WAQARRSAHI. Hope to see you again. Thank you so much.